Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back once again with another review. Today, we're going to take a look at what I consider to be one of the best figures from the Prime Robots in Disguise line. It is Deluxe Class or Revealer Ratchet. Here's this box. As you can tell, I've already removed the figure. Great little clip of Ratchet in action on the top there. Flip it around. Watch the Prime on the hub. And of course we get a little shot of the robot. Well, sort of shot of the robot. I do believe these packaging photos are computer generated. But here's the figure. Comes packaged in vehicle mode, and for this case we'll start in vehicle mode because, much like his name of the class, Revealer, there's a gimmick that we will see once he starts transforming. First off, I want to show you something that's not shown in the instructions. Ratchet comes with scalpels, or swords, or daggers, whatever you want to look at. Now, in the instructions, they show you only one way to store them in vehicle mode, and that's being plugged right here into the holes in the front of the grill. Well, there's another way. If you turn the figure upside down, or on his side, you can see that they are pegged in here. That's because there is a peg that is not used in robot mode that is specifically designed to hold the daggers, because there is a hole in the side of the dagger right where my finger is that these fit into. So I'm going to just go ahead and remove them for sake of transformation. I'm going to skip the daggers in the grill mode because it just looks silly. Well, let's start with the transformation. First, you're going to come into the back here, and on each side, I'm going to bring down the panels. Next, there's a little back panel here. You just want to start loosening that up. And then after you loosen that, very carefully, you want to come in and start bringing out the arms. One thing I want to mention that I notice on Prime figures, but I've noticed a lot more on the Fall or Cybertron figures, Hasbro is experimenting with new types of peg and latch techniques to get the arms, legs to stick together. They're using a lot more of tabs. They're also using hooked tabs, which can be very difficult to maneuver, as you just saw. Straighten out the arms a little on each side. Go ahead. This panel will loosen up. You can just bring it out of the way. Bring the arms down here at the shoulder. Flip out the hands, just like that, and the side panels come around and fold the arms. Do it here on this side, from this angle. Just flip out the hands and bring those panels over. Just almost hurt myself there for some way. And plug it in. We'll fiddle more with the arms in a bit. Next, you want to come in, and this is kind of tricky now how we're going to do this, but you want to sort of separate the sides of the car from what will be the robot's torso. And you just pop it up like that, and then there's these, and you want to finagle it down. It's actually really not that difficult. This is trying to show it to you, that there's a little ridge here that you just want to have clear, because then what you're going to do is come in and separate bring the, well, do you want to separate the legs first? Yeah, separate the legs first. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. Do not separate the legs first. There, like I said, these panels stick together very tightly, but you want to angle them forward. Like that. Whew! It's a good toy in vehicle mode. Next, come under. Now you're going to separate the legs somehow. Just pull them apart like that. Whew! And here, let me show you real quick. See the tab? Tab has a little bit of a hook. And that's part of the problem. This is what they're doing. As you can see, I've also gone ahead and started folding out what will be the lower legs. Just continue forward like that. Turn the guy around. Bring the foot forward. This part here will become a heel. So just bring them forward like that. Straighten the legs out. Now, this part is kind of cool. You bring what was the front of the car down, and then what you can do is peg it into the rear of that ankle, and that basically gives you a little more leg support, as well as taking away one of the leg kibble. I know this is not accurate to show models, but what have you. Now, for the revealer gimmick. See this back panel? You're going to bring it down, and as you're bringing it down and clipping it into place, Ratchet's head pops up, and there you go. The panel should be flush with the back there. There we go. There is some head articulation, but not much due to the springs. He has a double joint in his arms, elbow, secondary elbow, swivel, ball joint there, ball joint at the legs, knee, some rotation, wrist rotation right there. The feet, as you can tell, are pre-positioned in a wider stance, and because of the pegging of the back of the front of the ambulance into the ankles, not a lot of movement. You can obviously unpeg them if you want to be able to switch the ankles around. Now, he can hold his daggers, or scalpels, whatever, like this, but there's another method that I prefer and works a lot better, and I am probably going to screw up. You can put the scalpel in his hand, and then fold the hand down and peg it in. Now, I should mention, before I get ahead of myself, there is a right way, like the scalpels work this way only in certain hands. The way you do it is, remember that little groove I mentioned before about pegging them into vehicle mode? That should be on the inside of the arm. It should be facing towards the chest. And that you'll notice that the scalpel will fit in a little better, and then when you roll the wrist down, will peg in snugly. So there you have it. This is Ratchet in his robot mode. The Arms Micron version doesn't come with these. It comes with one that turns into a giant scalpel and a robot. Transformers Prime Ratchet is a great figure. Aesthetically, I think he's a good representation of his animation model while not being perfect. Many fans have said that they would prefer to see a Voyager-sized Ratchet, and I tend to agree, figuring that will bring more articulation and a closer animated design. But for the money, you can't go wrong with Deluxe Ratchet. He was part of Wave 2, and he was short-packed. I was very lucky to find him on the shelves. If you have to hunt him down, I would make the effort too, but pay no more than, say, $25. This is your old pal Chuck, and for Ratchet, I'll see you next time.